Kwin has to catch up with the rest of the team. Can he muster the strength? Find out today on The Hapless Heroes. You never do this to Phil!
Hello and welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening. We will, of course, start this evening the way I start them all because I lack creativity. False. But that's what we're going to do anyway. We'll start with, on my left, with James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
To his left, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind.
Where did everybody go?
To his left, we have Zach as Pregnart.
Hello.
To his left, we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
I mean, if it's a mountain, there might be pandas, right?
To her left, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
I'll be a god any second now. Any second now.
And to his left, we have Francesco as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
I really hope this plan works.
Start our scene in a bed in a lonely manor house somewhere in the twisting nether, where one Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind wakes up after what could possibly have been a night of debauchery, but also probably wasn't.
Can we clarify if it was a full mannequin or just two mannequin feet?
No, it is just two mannequin feet.
Perfect.
Wait. Okay.
So, Mike, just
What
to
the
catch
fuck
you up,
happened?
bud.
Yeah.
I told them not to go in there.
Inquiring minds want to know.
When we left you, there was a sock on your door. Jarrell investigated anyways.
Where were we?
Saw
in a
that they
hotel?
were.
No.
Well, so did I. No, in the manor of Garthax that we had.
Oh, right.
deposed,
Okay. Sorry, it's been like
The
3 weeks.
faux chateau, as it is now
I was also
named.
investigating. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we all came in to investigate after Jarrell went in.
There were...
Wait, you all walked in even with the sock on the door?
Shush, that's where this is not important now. And when Jarrell inspected, like upon closer inspection, the other set of feet or legs or whatever that were in there were actually just mannequin legs. You were not with anyone else. It was just you. And
What happened was they peeked in, saw two sets of feet sticking out from under the duvet, and delicately closed the door, retreated back out of there, as they should. Later on, someone decided to investigate further, and one of the mannequin feet fell out of the bed.
I don't know what that was.
So,
it was Jarrell.
Oh,
Listen,
well,
I had
you
to
were
make
pointing
up
down at
shit on
me,
the fly.
so I was like, I obviously didn't investigate myself.
So yeah, that's where... And Boris left you a note. And then we left.
Okay. But you left me there?
Yeah, you can figure it out. You're a smart guy. The hell are we going to do? Wait for you to wake up? We have places to be.
I mean, when
I
be
mean,
fair,
yes,
when Boris left
yes.
you the note, she thought there was another person.
dude, you were in bed with
Uh-huh.
mannequin feet. You wanted us to wait for you to wake up to explain that?
No. Just wanted you to
You
wake
do
me
you.
up.
I'm not going to king shame, but have fun. We'll see you in a bit.
You do you, unless you're doing someone else, then do them too.
Wow.
As long as they're okay with it.
Okay. This. I'll remember this.
Anyhow, kind of circling it back in, bringing it together, you wake up somewhat disheveled, maybe, a little tired, a little bleary in the morning.
Is my
There's
hair
actually-
in the wrong place?
Your hair is in every single place except for the place you want it to be.
Well, that's not good. Okay. Okay, so is there a mirror?
There is. It is a relatively well-apportioned room, although your jacket is draped over the mirror.
What? Why?
I don't know, because it's white.
I take my jacket.
Okay, good. You've got your jacket. You're starting to put yourself together a little bit, and I imagine you take whatever requisite amount of time it takes to get yourself all straightened up in very Kwin-like fashion, because of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I do notice a blemish on the side of my eye, and I just put a little bit of foundation there.
Very good. You are now dressed, prepped, and ready to take on your day.
And perfumed. I am perfumed.
We can take it as read that any of the necessary preparations and or ablutions you would take at the beginning of the day are now performed.
Yes.
It is roughly, to your reckoning, more or less 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
Has to be.
Makes sense.
It's difficult as this place isn't actually on a world and doesn't really have days or nights, but that's neither here nor there. It's several hours before you would prefer to be awake. Anyway, yeah, let's kind of maybe focus this towards the track. Are you going to be doing any exploratory maneuvers around the house, or are you going to try to make your way along in the general direction you think you need to be going?
So I'm gonna just kind of look around the room. Do I notice the note? Is it in an obvious place, or am I having to investigate?
Where did you leave the note?
Not in the room.
So it's not okay. So
It's directly outside of the room and on the floor, so that when he opens it, he'll see it. And if you remember, it's being held by something. But I'll let that be described once.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's fine, because I don't remember what was holding it.
The creepy porcelain doll that I had pocketed was holding the note that says Ketchup. Just sitting on the floor, staring where you would open the door.
So Kwin has done kind of he notices the mannequin feet.
Of course you do. You put them there.
You were in bed.
Did I though? I don't really remember.
You may have been fucking them. That was implied.
No, that's what you guys think happened. That's not what maybe actually happened. And I say maybe because maybe it did. I don't know.
There's nobody else here.
People put socks on a door for one reason, that's to fuck. And what is there to fuck? Mannequin feet.
Well, it's also
okay. Well, maybe there was
also unclear whether or not Kwin actually put the sock on the door or not, too.
Also, fair statement. I don't
may have been the mannequin
feet.
Yeah.
There,
Right.
there might have been more to the mannequin.
Before you had your way with it.
better, but
Oh my god, did it leave so quickly in the morning that it left its feet behind?
it left its legs. Wait, is it just the feet or is it the legs? Just the feet?
It's up to about mid-calf.
Okay.
Bro.
Weird. Okay. I just kind of I look at them, I grab one of them, and I'm just interesting. And I just kind of put it back down on the bed, ever so gently, because gotta be gentle with the ladies. So put it down. But so
Ignore me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
so hard because you're right there. So I open the door.
You open the door to see what appears to be the creepiest porcelain doll you have ever seen in the entirety of your life, holding up above her head. And remember, this porcelain doll stands maybe about 18 inches tall, absolutely tops, holding above her head a card, which would probably be only maybe a 3x5 card, but to this doll, it's poster sized above her head that says Ketchup with a K on it.
So first things first, Kwin looks down at the doll and goes, "Whew, that's the creepiest looking porcelain doll I've ever seen." And then he notices the card. Oh, it's a gift. And he leans down and he picks it up and he reads it. Ketchup. Well, do I fill it with ketchup? I don't understand.
Oh no.
Oh, catch up. There's a space there. Those bastards left me. At this point, I have no idea how to
Sure
catch
did.
up.
Well,
Okay. Well, you do
I don't know
remember
where
where,
they've
the
gone.
fight took place, and there was a door beyond that was indicated as the way to go at the end of the fight.
Before we took the long rest, the demon Garthax told us.
Right. It was a long night. I don't remember all of this.
Yes. Remember, the verbally abusive demon skull told you where to go.
As the
yeah,
cloudiness.
but then I made the plan, and so Quinn stopped listening.
Well, yeah. So I realize as the fogginess starts to dissipate from my brain, I think I was drugged by a mannequin. I don't know.
You realize you're creating this plausible deniability to no one besides
Yes,
yourself.
I
right?
understand.
Like,
Thank
You're
you,
like-
voice in my head. Thank you for telling me that. I am trying to deny this to myself. That is correct. I don't know what's going on, but I do somehow remember having to go through a door. Yes, let's go back to that door. Let's see if the gang is there. And I literally say all of that out loud. So if there's anybody even remotely near me, which I don't think there is, right? Nobody's there.
I'll take a note of it, but TLDR,
I just always think fans are around me, so
3 minutes later, and we flash forward to Quinn now back in the basement where that boss fight had happened. There were a few demon remains, sans very notably the skull of the demon Garthax, which is nowhere to be found currently. Most of the black goo / nastiness that had been taking up the back of the room has dissipated wherever, off into the ether. And as you would have been facing Garthax, off to the left at the back of the room, there is a wooden door that ostensibly leads you on towards your destination.
Sure. He just opens the door.
Opening the door leads you to a spiral staircase that goes up and up and up and up. Much up is involved in the going. You have a long walk.
Much
ahead of
up. There's no down direction?
you.
Ugh.
Not an up, dog.
No elevator?
Let's not tell him that it also goes down. No, only up, Quinn.
No elevator? No chair like the old people have that I can just like zip up the thing? Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, if I must, I guess I'll ascend. And he's still talking out loud to himself.
It is well noted that Quinn is consulting with the only expert that he trusts the entire way up the stairs.
Himself. Correct.
It is a long way. I can't remember how long I described it, but it was something like multiple stories to something like a mile.
It was a long way. Jarrell had to carry me up.
He was taking too long.
I wrote down 10,000 stairs.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Is
I
something
will
like a
walk
mile.
10,000 stairs and I will walk 10,000 more just to be that Quinn that finds his gang at the top of this staircase. He sings that all the way up.
I miss Phil.
Wow.
Na-na-na.
Excellent.
No.
John is just like, I
Na-na-na.
miss Phil.
That was rude.
Na-na-na.
I'm trying here. I am trying. That was pretty good.
At
for
least
off
this-
the top of my head. I didn't have that prepared.
It was very
Let's
good.
just say
I'm proud
that
of
was
you.
But
unprepared.
yeah, like I'm happy with that was excellent montage music there.
Yeah, did you inspire yourself with it? Is that how that works?
Was this
Did
the first time
I?
that Quinn ever actually sing on the podcast?
Did I?
No.
I've
No,
sung
other
a couple of
times
times.
he's like,
Quinn,
yeah.
Quinn, maybe.
Usually in acapella mode. Yeah, he only sings to himself because he knows he's the only one that can appreciate the chords.
Quinn, after a long and arduous journey up a set of stairs that you had never thought you would have to ascend in your entire life, shortened to a matter of mere moments by that magnificent montage. And all that damn alliteration I just spat. You make it to another door at the top. Opening that door, you enter a hallway that sort of goes off to the left and right, but it curves ever so slightly. The hallway off to the left curves to the right. The hallway off to the right curves to the left. And you'll see that where the door was is a disassembled, damaged portal of sorts, possibly, very Stargate looking. And a pile of scrap in a box just across the hallway.
Are there any
And,
breadcrumbs or anything to kind of lead me to the correct direction? Hansel
would've
and
been
Gretel
smart.
style. nothing?
Unfortunately, they didn't leave you shit.
No, what they did was they left me. That's what they did.
Yes, that's also true.
But I will find them. I am determined. And Quinn always gets his way.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
All right, well, if you insist, there are probably about 200 monocles in the box.
No, I think it's his wife's head. I'm pretty sure.
In the
Or
movie.
the baby. Oh no.
Wait, what?
Gwyneth Paltrow, right?
No,
Uh,
nobody. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you. Never mind. Moving on. Swing and a miss.
I like that one. I also like pain as the answer for what's in the box. If you really wanted to
but there
go, nothing! Absolutely nothing! But no, there are 200 or so monocles in the box.
200 monocles. Is there the number
More or
200
less.
like written there so I know there's exactly 200? Or am I just looking at a bunch
If
of
you were to
monocles?
count,
There
there would
wouldn't
be about
be anymore.
but it's
There wouldn't be
just a
exactly
box, like-
anymore.
I don't think
Yeah.
Fran wants
Well,
me to
it
sit
was
here and
never
count
exactly to begin
monocles.
with.
Do it.
There is a sizable number of monocles in the box.
A sizable number.
I'm sorry, what was that, Mike?
I said Quinn sits there and counts the monocles, but no, he does not do that. Okay. Is there anything particularly like unique about these monocles, or
How are you inspecting these monocles to find out?
I mean they're monocles, so I clearly put them on.
Okay, so you put a monocle to your eye, and you see what kind of look like some ghostly shapes of your friends walking around. Many of them have gone off to the left.
Okay. Many of them have gone off to the left. Okay. I'm gonna follow the majority group while keeping the monocle up to my eye.
Right. So you do follow the ghost images of your friends, and they stop periodically at many of the portals, as you see, kind of look very Stargate-y looking portals along the walls on that outside wall as this hallway arcs around.
So are these portals that I can only see through the monocle, or are these actual portals that I see?
They are inert portals, and you can see them regardless. They all have
Okay.
various scrawlings upon the stones of them.
Okay. So the monocle helps me see the ghostly images of these guys moving toward that portal.
Yes. Yeah, they
Okay.
look at a portal, and then they move on to the next one. And they keep going
Who-
around.
Oh, because Paradol, I don't know Paradol's there yet. Okay, so
Paradil not there.
Pregnard.
right, or Pregnar. Sorry, whoops. So used to being Paradol.
That's okay. I have a thing
Okay,
with
so
P
I
names
so I
too.
only
so.
see. I only see Felix, Boris, Jarell, and Hoblet. Or did
Yes,
somebody
you
go a
do
different
eventually
direction?
see Pregnart and Ketchup. So, at some point,
Pregnar
you
and
see the
Ketchup?
ghostly figures of
No!
the entire party. Yes, Pregnart in Ketchup. It was a bizarre cooking accident. He doesn't like to talk about it.
Frog legs and ketchup.
Which I think is a thing.
Oh no. We don't talk about frog legs. Pregnard.
Just to sort of condense things down a little bit, because I would like to involve the rest of the group at some point sooner than later here. They move along, examine a portal, and then move along to the next one, and they go through about 6 or 7 portals this way. They don't actually go through the portals, they just sort of pass by them. I should clarify. I'm sorry about that.
So I'm just watching them basically investigate each portal.
Yes. Eventually, they get to a portal that has what looks like a triangle with a horizontal line through about the middle of it. And at which point there's some
Deathly
running
Hallows, got
around, pushing some things along the inside wall, and eventually they step through this specific portal, which appears to be active, but in a very ghostly sort of sense.
Okay. But like it's active, like when I take the monocle away, they go away, but the portal's still there.
Yes, it is. Like this one actually looks like it's activated by some of the things on the inside focusing a beam of light, and it kind of crisscrosses in the middle, and it's still open.
Is there anything written on the monocle? Like engraved or anything like that?
On the monocle itself? No, there is not.
On the wiring of the monocle? Okay.
No.
I'm just gonna assume these are magical monocles that record and play back history. Because my friends aren't actually here. So I'm gonna step through the portal.
Wonderful. You step through the portal, and we're just going to flash over to the rest of the party real quick. Back several hours in the past, where all of you have stepped through the portal and are deposited, instead of in a what you feel is a celestial plane, are instead in darkness. Eventually, your eyes adjust, and if you have dark vision, your eyes adjust significantly quicker. The ceiling is
I have
about
dark vision.
8 foot
Nice.
high. Yep. The ceiling is about 8 foot high, and arched overhead, made of rough stone, somewhat rougher cut than what was in the previous locale that you had been in. The air feels musty and damp and still. You see no trace of the portal that you stepped through to enter this place.
This doesn't seem right.
The hallway continues off about 30 feet or so ahead of you and maybe 30 feet behind, and it tees off in both to the left and right each way.
Boris lights her lantern so she can also see the hallway.
I don't feel like we're in the right location, Felix. Do you? This doesn't seem like Mount Celestia. This seems like something underground.
I don't know where we are right now.
Yeah, perhaps the basement of Mount Celestial.
Hoblet, can you tell anything? Because Hoblet can do special things with stones, right?
I just know like the history of the stone. Is there anything special about the stones?
These stones are sacred as fuck.
Oh, okay. That
Like they
Well, clearly somewhere
exude
magical.
holiness.
holiness is good.
That's the right track.
Yeah. So
If
you're
they're
saying
not
we got
corrupted.
lucky, Felix?
Well, if anything, that means that hopefully the portal was accurately labeled, and this isn't, in fact, somewhere bad, and that I was right, or that I wasn't like right before when I said that other portal was Mount Celestia.
A broken clock is right twice a day, sir.
I hate this guy.
Well, here we are.
Left or right, my friends?
Pregnant,
I'd say
which way do
left.
you want to go?
Oh, don't ask me. I don't care. I'm so confused.
Oh, poor Pregnard. Alright, let's just make the decision and go left.
Taurus is going to choose to look both left and right and see if she can see anything down either hallway.
Down either hallway, and the hallway extends at least 60 feet in either direction, you see what look like embrasures or cubbies in both the left and right walls of each hallway. Maybe every 10 feet or so.
All right, that didn't help. Left sounds good.
Okay.
Pregnart looks into one of the cubbies.
When you look into the cubby, you see what looks like a sarcophagus of some kind, with a figure in full plate armor, with suitable embellishments that look almost angelic. It's also holding a sword, point up, so both hands like right at sort of mid-torso level, holding the sword that's pointing straight up, almost above their face and up towards the heavens.
Jarrell would like to do a religion check, and hopefully he rolls well.
Yeah,
All right.
Pregnart tells Jarrell about this.
Holy shit. Fran, you thought that the one that I rolled to count in the episode would be the only one. Yep, nope, that's one. That one.
That's a 1. So you can't really quite make heads or tails of this. Maybe this is where they keep the unworthy. You're not really sure.
Cool.
There are inscriptions upon each of these, especially upon the blades of the swords, written in Celestial.
I can read Celestial.
Okay.
Does my nat one still? Can I read it?
Yes, you can read it, and it has a name.
Which, of course, I probably won't recognize the name. But what is the name?
The name on this one is Rendalitha Ardaban, Paladin of Torm.
Oh.
Can I roll a history check to know if I know that person?
I feel like that's sort of going against the spirit of the role you just made.
I
But
know,
I
but
will definitely do that because I relish in any attempt to know more than Jarrell
about paladins, holy paladins.
about anything.
Oh, I can't believe I rolled in that one on that one. Stupid.
My history check ended up being a 16.
A 16 will tell you that this is definitely an honored dead of some sort.
All right. I mean, I'll share that with Jarrell. Be like, I don't know what you mean about the unworthy. Like, this is obviously someone who has been held in high regard. If I know anything, I thought Torm was supposed to be a pretty good person, or god, or thing.
Based on
so, nah.
Felix's previous information earlier in the day, Jarrell does not believe him.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Just for my own records, what did you say the name of this paladin was again?
Rendalitha Artaban. If you need spelling, go to the name bucket, and it is the most recent entry.
Love it.
You need
It's
spelling,
okay.
just sound
Nope.
it out.
Don't need the spelling, just need to know how to say it. Thank you. Don't worry about it. We'll just put a pin in that and just leave it alone. Anyways. Okay, if we're done looking at, tombs, we should continue trying to find maybe something, someone we can interact with that's hopefully not going to try to kill us this time.
All right. Kwin, you entered the portal several hours after they did. You exit the portal 5 minutes after they did, and while they are bumbling around in the hallway not terribly far ahead of you, you are ejected into the same place that they were, in a darkened hallway in a catacomb of some sort.
Well, I just want to let you know I have dark vision, so...
Okay, good.
Oh, you can
I
see-
note
are
that
we
you
s-
have dark vision, and you can see quite adeptly as soon as your eyes adjust in the very few scant seconds it takes for them to do so.
Cat-like. Yeah. Catsup, if you will.
Wow. Wildcat.
So I see them. Hello? Hi?
Oh,
You all
Jesus.
hear Quinn just behind you, where you entered.
Quinn, you got my note! Boris runs over and gives him a big hug. He goes, I knew you were smart enough to figure it out.
Yes. Yes, I am.
we thought you were shacking up with a lady friend, so we left you be.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes, she was wonderful.
Okay.
Hi, Queen. It's me, Pregnant. A surprise. It's me. I love you.
Oh! Oh! God, I forgot about you. Oh, hello, Pregnant. Those eyes are just
Hi.
so scary.
And my slime.
Yes, and your slime. That is true. Please just do not touch me.
And my slimy eyes.
Yes.
I feel like he's like slowly blinking, both
and
of them like off time.
slimy eyes. Disgusting.
He's blinking, and yeah, he blinked one eye, and then he winked to the other, and then he squinked to them. He squinked his eyes.
I've seen frogs like do the thing with their tongue where they like do that, like lick their. Yeah.
Is the word
He's
squink supposed to mean that like it's a sound, like you can hear it blinking?
Like a squishy wink?
yeah, it's a squishy wink.
That's what I took it as.
Like that's
He's also doing
immediately
that
what I
thing
imagined.
where you press. He's doing the thing where you like press the side of your eye to make it like move in, but he's doing that with his tongue
Dude, why? Why is he? No. Oh.
for
Oh
fun.
my god.
That's how he
I am
greets.
just,
That's
like,
how he greets you,
actively
Quinn.
I am actively looking past him. Like my eyes don't even like meet his gaze anymore. I am like completely ignoring everything happening from Pregnant.
Boris
That's
is
probably a wise
just
decision.
trying to lick her own eyeball. She's failing miserably.
Boris is jealous of this
Your
ability.
tongue mercifully makes it only as far as your cheek.
Oh my goodness.
So here we are. You've taken the left-hand path in a holy catacomb, and you have taken a look at one of the sarcophagi down here.
Assuming that means that there's more.
There are more, every 10 feet or so on both walls. At the end of this hallway, there are stairs that go up.
I'm more concerned with the stairs that go upward, but I guess if anyone cares about the rest of the dead folks.
Why would I care? These are
Does any-
unworthy.
Oh my goodness. I can't
Does-
wait to rub this in your face later.
Anything look like it can be easily stolen and valuable? From a walking glance, I'm not deeply searching.
From a walking glance, how about you make an investigation check for me?
20.
A 20. So nothing particularly pilferable. However, the second one on the left, the helmet looks significantly like the same one that Jarrell frequently wears.
I take the helmet off and stick it on my own head immediately.
That is not something you are able to do. This is a stone sarcophagus. This is merely carved into the sarcophagus. It is not actually a helmet.
Ah. All right, I notice and kind of say, hey, Jarrell, isn't this your hat?
Jarrell will walk over, and is there an inscription in Celestial again?
There is an inscription in Celestial upon this sword.
And whose name perchance is upon it?
Joe Rusk of House Passer.
Oh! Wait! Lord Jaresk was not unworthy. Now
He is
Jarrell
also
offended.
wearing armor that looks identical to yours.
Do I know a Lord Jaresk?
This would be a place to make a good history check.
I'm on 3 ones in a row.
That was a 15.
Good. You would know your great-grandfather.
Oh, this was Grandpa. Wait.
Great grandpa.
Great Grandpa. Okay, because
He
Grandpa
was a
gave me the
super
other helmet.
grandpa.
Right.
Yes, this would have been his father.
Okay. So now Jarrell is slightly offended that they would bury his great grandfather, Lord Jaresk, who was an awesome paladin, in this unworthy place.
Well,
And
Jarrell, maybe that's because
This is like stemming from his like his nat 1 roll. That okay.
Can we, open the sarcophagus?
No! Jarrell slams his hands down on it. Doesn't want you desecrating his great grandfather's corpse.
If and it's all the same.
Yes.
Yeah, did you say?
I mean, Jarrell, if you're that upset about it, maybe are you trying to say you want to speak to the manager?
I suppose so.
Let's go.
Making
Yeah, let's go find
Jarrell
them.
into the holiest of Karens.
Oh boy.
Let's go find said manager. Come on, Jarrell, lead the way. Lead the way with this,
You're
righteous
just aching for this to get
fervor
rubbed in
you
my
have.
face.
Come on, let's go. Let's go find out who's in charge of the place. You could give him a stern talking to. Let's go, bud.
God damn it, Felix.
Can I roll a deception to make it seem like I'm being very genuine about supporting Jarrell? in
Your
his righteous
sarcasm.
quest?
Sure, that sounds great.
Lord Karan.
23.
All right, Jarrell, you would need to make an insight check against this to see if you are going to buy or not buy this line.
It's absolutely impossible for me to beat that.
There we go. Fair
I'll
enough.
roll for the. Yep, nope, not a nat 20. So nope.
Even
All right.
Boris believed it.
When sarcasm circles so far back around as to sound genuine.
That's my goal.
You did it. All right, so what's the plan here, guys?
Jarrell's marching off to find the manager.
All right, Jarrell marches off down the hallway, which leads to a set of stairs that goes up. And after about 30 steps going upwards, things open to what appears to be a door that leads out into a beautiful green countryside.
Beautiful green countryside.
Don't get the joke. It's just green. It's just grass.
Green grass.
There's rolling hills of green grass, and you all
Green
feel,
grass.
Don't get the joke.
you all feel slightly euphoric in this place.
If we turn around, is the door like
Turn around.
bright?
eyes.
Please, no.
And
Yes.
fucking every now and then I fall apart.
There is.
Now
Oh
tonight.
my god! Stop! I want to know what's here.
You never do this to Phil.
It just appears to be like the door to a catacomb. Stone, a couple of columns on each side. Post and lintel construction, going into a hill that goes down into the earth. Out maybe a quarter mile ahead, there appears to be a path leading both uphill, up what, as you look around, appears to be the biggest mountain any of you have ever seen in your lives, just extending up and up and up and up into and beyond the golden clouds overhead, and down miles upon miles upon miles to a vast ocean.
It's the biggest mountain that Hoblet, a mountain dwarf, has ever seen.
Yes, by orders of magnitude.
Well, this is a big fucko we found ourselves on here, crew. Jarrell, I imagine we're headed to the top?
We must
I
ascend,
should
right?
say so.
These fucking little legs.
I guess we march on.
Yeah, headed up, I guess.
The party marches
Still
on.
no chair for the old people that I can just like sit in, and it just takes me up.
Quinn, you have to use your legs like everybody else.
No, I just went up the stairs.
So did we.
No, you did not.
Gotta whine around our
I
hands.
just did.
And now you can just climb a mountain with the rest of us. You knew what you signed up for with us.
And then does Felix just get on the back of Jarrell after saying that?
I feel like I should.
Does he?
I feel
Does
like
he do that?
I feel like that's the right thing to do here.
What a dick.
I mean, it's the best way for me to be in Jarrell's ear is to be closer to it. So,
Just confirming, is in no way, shape, or form big enough for me to actually ride, right?
No, not even close. I don't think is big enough for Felix to ride.
yes, right. Confirmed.
That's unfortunate, because that would have been adorable too.
Yes, but no, is quite small. Felix is also quite small, but we're talking about different versions of small. Anyhow, the party walks across maybe about a quarter mile of undulating grasslands, swaying, the long, tall grass swaying ever so slightly in the breeze. The weather is, of course, a perfect mid-70s, not too much wind. The clouds overhead are actually golden colored, and a bright but warm light just emanates from the sky almost in all directions.
And we can get to the base of the mountain to start climbing it.
Well,
Right,
you are
that's it.
already somewhat up the mountain. The base is
Okay,
miles
yeah.
and miles and miles below, down by the ocean.
Cool.
I mean, it definitely feels like we're in the right place. This seems like the right place. So you said that there was like a structure on this mountain, though, further up?
I didn't say
Or
anything
no?
about that so far, but there is about a quarter mile from where you exited that catacomb. There is a path, a beaten road of a sort that goes up the mountain, more or less. It winds a little bit. It's not so much direct, but it generally takes you in a vaguely upward direction up this mountain. The slope is never too terribly steep. It switches back when it goes up a steeper area, maybe a few miles ahead, but it looks like a nice, easy, yet long walk.
Pregnart knows what to do with mountains. You climb them.
And a climbing we will go. Up the road.
Up the road you go, and walking for hours upon hours you do, but the light never really seems to change. Day never turns into night in this place, and it's impossible to tell what time it is.
So it's the North Pole.
Not so much.
Yeah, we're talking like outer planes here now, bud. Like these are uncharted territories for people like us most of the time. So
Now, you will notice that you are getting tired very easily from all this walking uphill. And after maybe about 3 or 4 hours, you guys are pretty beat. You're really sucking wind, and it just feels like you cannot breathe enough air.
So we should probably take a break. Right? I mean, my legs are tired, right, Jarrell? And I pat him on the shoulders as I'm like riding on his back.
Jarrell is actually huffing, which is not usual for him. Do we set up a camp here then?
I'd just say catch our breath. I mean, I'm not trying to camp on this mountain. I'm just like, I want to keep going. I also don't have to breathe, though, so I guess you just guys let me know when you're good to go.
Pregnart kind of sees himself as like caretaker of sorts of the group, and he's gonna try to figure out if it's even feasible for us to survive a night here if we're huffing this bad at this altitude.
Yeah, I think you might be the first one to put it together. It is absolutely altitude based, and you're gonna need to acclimate a little bit before you're really able to breathe properly here. But otherwise, no. Like, do you have any danger sense at all, Pregnart?
Is that going to be on my character sheet? I do have.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. This is the sort of
Are
thing,
your
you know.
foggy senses tingling?
I have a proficiency in medicine, so like that's where I'm trying to draw from that to be like, okay, are we in danger here?
Yeah. Well, even like a nature check might take you a little closer, but yeah, even medicine, there doesn't seem to be anything that's posing any sort of threat to you or to anything here. This might
no
be
other
the most
signs of
peaceful
life, right?
Yeah, no other signs of life as of yet, but this is an incredibly peaceful place. You're literally in heaven.
What? We have to, but you get altitude sickness in heaven? What kind of heaven is this?
When you're not supposed to be there, I'm sure it works differently.
Yeah.
Does the air feel like extra holy or anything like that? Like,
Well, he said we
You know,
feel
when-
euphoric, right?
Yes, although some of that was from the thinner oxygen in the air.
Boris
And
is
I am
curious.
taking this directly out of the source book material for this plane.
Boris is curious what would happen, so she just like pulls a pocket open and pulls a verbally abusive demon skull out by like the eyeball sockets and like holds it in the air to see what happens.
It starts smoking and burning in your hand the second it gets out of the pocket.
Boris goes, "Aye!" and drops it on the ground.
The demon skull literally bursts into flames and is incinerated to nothing by the holiness of this plane.
Holy shit! Does it say anything? Any parting words of insult?
No,
Eat my
it
ass.
literally just screams until it is nothing but ash, and even the ash burns until it is even nothing.
Okay, so I hate to ask this question now. Obviously, when we entered here, my head did not explode, so that's good.
No, it did not.
But I see that happen to the demon skull, and I think about what I have attached to me. And Felix definitely is having a hard time hiding the fear on his face.
You can't be afraid near Jarrell, though, so you might want to stick close.
Hiding the concern on his face.
Boris is also a little concerned about a sword she's had in her pocket for a while.
Well, the sword is in your pocket. Remember, nothing happened to the skull until you took it out into
Out of the
this plane.
pocket.
Yes.
I make sure my bandana is extra tight.
Not the worst idea you've had all day. But otherwise, you set up a bivouac slightly off the beaten path here, and you're able to rest for as long as you all choose to.
I mean, really, until everyone can kind of feel like they can breathe. I mean, I'm not, I'm hitching a ride here, so I'm not trying to, have my trusty steed crap out at me.
So are you guys just maybe trying to make a short rest here then?
I would say so.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds good. So after a short rest worth of sitting, camping out, lounging on this beautiful green hill / mountainside, you may continue your trek if you so choose.
Yep.
You ready to go? I see
Feeling
Jarrell
ready.
trying to. I see Jarrell standing up
feeling ready.
a little too quick, so I hop on his back before it's too late for me to hitch a ride.
Oh. Onward we march.
Yep, let's go.
You see Boris contemplating picking up the ashes from the charred demon skull, but decide against it. And
No, there's nothing left by the time you go. Like, it is literally incinerated to ash, and then the ash is incinerated to nothing.
It's just a hole burned through the ground of heaven.
Just completely dematerialized this skull.
Right. I feel like on like a molecular level, it was taken apart pretty much.
Yes. Like, the two concepts were so wholly incompatible as that one was destroyed entirely when being exposed to the plane. All right.
Okay.
So, as you guys continue to walk for several hours, you do see what appears to be a village of some sort, maybe about 3-4 miles further up.
We can only assume that if there are inhabitants in this village up ahead, that they're obviously going to be friendly, right?
You could
Jarrell shrugs.
And I look at Jarrell, or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I look at Hoblet, and I was like, and Boris for that matter. And I was like, so we need to make a good first impression.
Of course. Why wouldn't they like us?
Exactly.
Pregnant. Did you bring any of your soup, Pregnant? That's always such a winner. Wins everyone over immediately.
No. Just the souffles.
Boris puts on her fabulous fur coat.
How fabulous. Describe this fur coat. This sounds good.
I just have it described as fabulous.
Which means that you get to describe it.
Yeah, okay. Boris would have picked the pinkest, furriest coat available in that room full of fur coats that we picked them from. It's long enough on Boris that it hangs like a foot on the ground behind her and is dragging up whatever like forest and ground shit and like collecting in the bottom of it. It is
It's
way
just
too
getting
big for her.
fabulouser and fabulouser.
It has gold buttons, but the buttons never get used.
So I think at this point, Pregnart is like very excited to see any other inhabitants around us, and he's like really kind of booking it as much as he can, and really trying to hightail it up into this camp, this settlement.
Yeah, well, we're following
Right.
Pregnart. Let's go.
Yeah. The party continues on up this mountain with Pregnart running on his little frog legs just ahead of the party, really chugging it ahead, eager to see the inhabitants of this village on this plane of eternal lawful goodness. And that's where we're going to call this episode for this evening. If you like us, we can be found on the internet. We're in such places as Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We're on Reddit /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. And if you look on Facebook for Hapless Heroes Podcast, you'll find us there as well. All of those places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, which is the best place to meet and greet and talk and chat and hang out with us. We are there on a daily basis. Fran and I are pretty much much always there, and the rest of the cast is very frequently there, as we are, internet-connected members of the 21st century society, and hey, Discord's a hell of a place to be as part of that. Now, if you really like us, though, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, because we are on the podcast service of your choice. If you have found this podcast by now, I'm going to go out on the shortest of limbs and assume that you found a podcast service that you like. Now, if that podcast service, I know I've kind of repeated that phrase a few times, but if that does have a way to leave a review, if you were to leave us a review, we will eventually find and read that review, and we will read it out loud on the air to recognize you as the 5-star human being that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, you could donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/HaplessHeroes, where we have a variety of reward tiers from just as short as, $1 a month. You get a nice shiny roll on our Discord server. At about $5, you get a slightly shinier roll and access to our patron lounge channel, the super secret lounge, where we post with our pinkies in the air, and certain fun things like our outtakes and bloopers can be found. They're also available on Discord at that level. Maybe a little bit further up, there are a few other nifty little perks you might be able to get access to. Hoblet's first journal in the disjointed mad ramblings of the greatest dwarf in D&D existence, as voted by members of this specific room.
I didn't vote.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Too bad.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, jabroni. Anyway, donate to our Patreon. It's pretty great. And it helps cover the costs of all of our hosting and equipment and stuff like that, and makes a tangible result in keeping this podcast going for you all.
And if you like us, right now you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, set up an array of bread slices and draw out the phrase Hapless Heroes rules with little droppers of water, and set up a camera to create a time lapse of bread mold growing into those watery letters on those slices of bread.
And
I'm getting a lot
At
of
least
I'm
it's
getting a lot
legal.
of grimaces and groans. That's it.
Yeah, about to say, it's
Just do that.
significantly less gross than most of the things we ask our listeners to do, so I don't know why that's happening.
Wet bread. Sorry, it's just. Bleh.
Yeah,
You're
wet bread
hurting
is what
bread.
does it for you. Like, several things that are absolutely unconscionable, illegal in every country that has a constitution, and against most of the laws of nature and man, but wet bread is what's going to set you off.
Yeah.
You know what? There's only one thing I
Nobody
can
likes
do in a place like this, and that's outro our cast. We're going to start on my right with the fantastic, fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, Fespionized by Francesco.
Oh.
Yeah, I really tried to...
guy.
I know.
I love it. I have a steed.
To his right, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
To his right, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
Keep your bread dry.
To her right, we have Pregnart, played by Zach.
I see people, new friends, new people, let's go meet them.
To his right, we have Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind, played by Mike.
Would dry bread be croutons?
To his right, we have Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
something feels wrong about this place.
And my name is Dave, and I have been your host, Dungeon Master, and Guide to the Plains. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.